Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is the Wonderful 101, 101% hard difficulty walkthrough. This is the very first operation of the game, Operation Zero, and it's entitled Prologue. If you're watching this and it means absolutely nothing to you, it's just a big confusing mess, please go back to the introduction tutorial I did at the beginning of this walkthrough to try and give you an idea of what you're about to be watching. This is a Wii U exclusive game, and it is batshit crazy and all the better for it. So at the very beginning we're playing as a schoolteacher who predictably turns out to be Wonder Red, one of the Wonderful 101s. And the gameplay you're about to see here is a little bit misleading. The game eases you in the closest way for Platinum to do a tutorial, and anyone who's played Platinum games in the past will know they kind of don't. They throw you in, they assume you're not mentally retarded, and then they just kind of, let you do your own thing. So we've now turned into Wonder Red, and it's our duty to beat up the standard dudes here. We cannot evade, unfortunately, or do the block move, which makes these sequences a little bit longer than they need to be, and luckily enough they don't happen too frequently, thank God, and when they do happen later on, you do have the ability to do the dodges and the blocks, but right here, it just doesn't seem to work. So all I do is press attack, stay close to them, watch for the moves, get out of there, and then get back in and beat them up. This enemy here is kind of tricky because he has a lot of range, and you're going to see me get hit by a blow that is incredibly questionable, and everything has kind of a shockwave and area of effect, and you have to be aware of it or you will take big damage, because on this difficulty damage is really, really high. It's coming here. See that? But watch this. Ukemi! So that move right there is key to staying alive and getting your life back when you take damage. It is a holdover from a game called Beautiful Joe. It's a very simple technique, kind of tricky to pull off. That was unfortunate. Can't do Ukemis when you get pancaked either, which is what that blow did, but I'll discuss that later on. Anyhow, the moment you're about to hit the ground, if you press the A button, you will recover and it'll give you all your life back. So if you're good enough, you can never take any real damage because you can just counter it every time. The pancake maneuver he did flattened me, which doesn't give you a chance to do it. That's the only exclusion to the rule. And moves that don't knock you over, obviously. If they don't knock you over, you can't recover. But the school bus breaks apart. It introduces us to the second of the wonders, which is Wonder Blue. I'm going to be skipping the cutscenes though, guys. I wish I didn't have to, but this game is probably already going to be brutally murdered by Nintendo's copyright policy on YouTube that, who knows, I might not be able to finish this guide, I might not be able to bring it to you, and it would be a dreadful shame if that was the case, because there's not a lot of games that make me feel the magic that I felt when I was younger, and this is one of them, and I cannot say just how damn interesting this is to play. And if you do own a Wii U, there's really no excuse not to have it, because the titles that are available right now, there's not that many of them. There are some great ones coming. This is one of the greatest available currently. But at this moment here, the game is introducing us to the cut moments. Whenever you see it freeze like that and it shows you the line it wants you to do, you have to follow it. Whenever it's Wonder Blue, it will be a straight line, so you use the sword. Whenever it's Wonder Red, it'll be a circle for the fist. Occasionally there'll be Wonder Jumps, and they can be a little bit misleading, but for the most, it's pretty simple stuff. But now we have the Wonderful 101s with us, or 89 as my team is at the moment, because I haven't found all of them. This game is, it's tricky as hell to find stuff on, and I've not really used any walkthroughs, which is pretty much my fault, but the very first fight here is against a bunch of these guys. Now the easiest way to topple them is to just use the sword. The longer you draw it, the more powerful it will be. It'll sweep a nice wide area. Do not do special moves like that. Very silly of me. I knew the fire was hazardous and I still went into it like a clown, and then I missed my Ukemi, which is even worse, but if you stun them, juggle them, get them in the air, punish them in the air, and finish them off quickly. So now that fight is done, the floor's going to blow up on the bus, we're going to drop down, and it's going to enable us to pick up some batteries. Batteries are the single most important part of this game, and the single greatest difficulty of 101% hard, because everything takes batteries now, even to make the Unite morphs, whereas I believe on the original game, on hard and below, it only costs the first time you build it. Everyone after that is free until you change, but on this difficulty, every single time you build it, you are penalised with batteries. and it makes the game significantly tougher to play. It also makes it tougher to do some of the things that you might have picked up on along the way of playing, because I have a lot of bad habits because I wasn't penalised before, and on this difficulty it definitely makes you feel that battery consumption. So a lot of the times when I want to do crazy juggles and really fancy things, they just kind of fail because I run out of batteries so quickly. But after this video I'm hoping to know the names of the enemies. I'm going to go through the bestiary so I can tell you what these creatures are all called. I believe they're all pretty much Japanese puns in the native language, but they don't translate so well across to English, so they all sound kind of goofy. But this insect here has a lot of spiked and whip attacks from its tail. The way I fight it is I try to stun it with my groups by pressing the group attack. As soon as I stun it, I launch it and then start to beat it up. Watch out for its attacks. If it does any of the pincer attacks or the jump attacks, you can Unite Guts it. If it does anything spiky like its tail, it cannot be blocked. You have to avoid it. And kill it, clean it up, and then push forward. The bus now separates so that we can get across it using the Wonderliner to make a bridge of people. A trick with the Wonderliner here is once you've crafted the thing you need to craft, if you hold X to run, you'll get rid of all your people, they'll all draw back to you, but it will still class as if the bridge is there. So sometimes you'll see goofy moments where I run across thin air. Not a problem, just the way that the mechanic is built. This right here is an example of the wonder building. Every so often in the story we're going to have to build things that will enable the cutscenes to play out. Sometimes they're very clear, sometimes they are not. And hopefully I'm going to help you through the unclear ones, because there was many rage on my first playthrough where I was literally saying to myself, what the hell does it want me to do? And it was fail states that equaled death. So, a great game, an interesting game. Welcome to the walkthrough. I hope it helps. I hope you enjoy it. And as always, you take care now.